And it's a 5-0 run here for San Miguel, which could be 6-0 on the shot of Ricardo Brown.
Tim Cone needs this timeout.
Timeout, Alaska.
We're 1 minute and 5 seconds into the fourth and final period, 99-93. That should give Alaska a temporary breathing spell in the phase of this scorching rally being mounted by the Beermen.
Yes, it was a 6-0 run. Sean Chambers hitting that bucket, and a bad pass here for Watley as Brown did not realize here. This is the reason why Polistico was called for the technical foul.
It wasn't exactly anything he said, but what he did.
What he did. Sean Chambers isolated against Ives Dignatice. Yoyo Villamin providing the pick.
Yoyo in that eyeball-to-eyeball confrontation with Ives Dignatice. Oh, Ricardo Brown almost paid dearly for putting up that double defense on Yoyo.
See, but they're willing for Altamirano to take a 21-22 footer. You know, that's the reason why San Miguel has gotten back here, because Alaska, if you look at the lineup that they have, the only actual scorers there are Sean Chambers and Villamin. Polistico, Altamirano, Robanas, they're not very heavy scorers. But he's buying time for the opportunity for Alvarez and Cabao to come back here.
That's right. See, Altamirano is the most open man in the world.
Yes, Brown is not even looking at it.
Yes. And look at Yoyo Villamin. Yes, sir, round the glass.
The two scorers got the 4 points for Alaska here in the fourth quarter.
101-95, 9:39 in the balance for this basketball game. A crucial one for San Miguel if they want an outright final seat. Ricardo cuts loose, bullseye.
And Ricardo coming back with some great shots when it is needed.
101-97, just a 4-point lead now for Alaska. Are we seeing the signs of another imminent collapse here by the Milkmen, Dr. J?
Well, it's too early to tell. Well, there's a bad pass there between Chambers and Villamin, as Altamirano is now taken out by Marata. They cannot continue to let Altamirano not be a part of the offensive game. You need a guy like Marata there to shoot that kind of a shot.
That's
you're free.
All right, 101-97. The Alaska still protecting a 4-point lead. 9 minutes and 4 seconds left in this basketball game. Elmer Reyes goes to Ennis Wadley, and instantly a foul from behind by Don Polistico. That's going to be his fourth.
You can see the substitutions now coming in as Alvarez is being sent to the scorer's bench.
Yoyo needs this relief. It's been an indefatigable workhorse for Tim Cone right from the start, playing what is probably his most brilliant game in the season so far.
Yes, Joe.
33 points. Ricardo, they've tightened up the screws on him, and the double team worked. Lead pass going to Sean Chambers. Marata works it right back to Sean. Alvarez thinks nothing of putting it up against Ricardo Brown, and Sean is right there for the tip-in.
Good rescue job there done by Sean Chambers as Watley takes it strong and has a 3-point play coming up.
Well, Marata cut into his path as he released the basketball, and that's why he's in for a 3-point opportunity. That's going to be the fourth personal for Rick Marata, and Tim Cone is looking at an invisible factor fast creeping in on his campaign tonight, and that is the dire foul trouble that a lot of his key players are in at the moment.
That's right. Kabahog is now coming in for B-Boy Rabanes, so the gunners are in except for Yoyo Villamin, who's getting the rest, like you say, that he deserves. Now, as Watley picked up his 30th point earlier and going for 31 here.
Now, we'd like to grab this opportunity to extend our sincerest condolences to the family of the late Colonel Igmedio Cahanding, who passed away this morning on account of cardiac arrest. His remains now lie in state at his home in Taguig. We'll give you more details as we receive them. 100-103. Oh, Ricardo Brown. Great sense of anticipation. Great sense of fouling on the part here of Boy Kabahog.
Also, his fourth personal foul. 14 fouls already called against Alaska, none against the San Miguel team.
Just a 3-point lead for the Milkmen. Here comes a pirouette by Ennis Watley.
Watley coming in with the right points at the right time, and all of a sudden, that 10-point lead at the end of the third quarter is down to 1.
103-102. Not even the presence of Bong Alvarez seems to have stemmed the tide of San Miguel here. The double team worked this time again on Sean Chambers. Fernandez bubbles. Traveling. Quickly, a timeout.
Timeout, Alaska.
Well, exactly as we predicted back in the first half of this ball game, we now have almost a 100% turnout here with the Ultras. Another overflow crowd. And they're here to witness the survival act of Anejo against the Purefoods Hotdogs. In the meantime, we're still watching a brilliant rally being mounted here by the San Miguel Beermen, thwarted momentarily by that heroic move of Sean Chambers to give Alaska back a 3-point lead at 105 to 102. There's that full court press again. Elmer works into Ivesti Cadice. Ricardo left open for the shot.
And a 3-point shot ties the ball game at 105 all. By the way, Benjamin back into the ball game for Police to go after that first timeout called by Team Cone here in the fourth quarter.
There's a moral to be learned here by Team Cone's charges. When somebody has to double team, it shouldn't be the guy watching Ricardo Brown.
Definitely, Joe, definitely. As a coach, you're talking like a coach.
Here's Ricardo again.
And 5 straight points here for Ricardo Brown has given the lead to San Miguel, something that they have not tasted, I think, since the second quarter. No?
Yes. 107 to 105. Let's take a look at that. Actually, the last time they led was at 18-13.
That was in the first quarter.
That was back in the first quarter. Here's Bong Alvarez. Tremendous nerve-shattering shot blocked by Ennis Watley.
One thing that they should realize is not to post up Alvarez against Watley. Maybe try to make him face basket and drive against Watley, who has 4 personal fouls. Watley has really been doing a great job here in the comeback.
No question about it. Is already put together 33 points.
A couple of assists, some rebounds, Joe, and he has certainly helped make the comeback.
Juan Fernandez setting up a very, very sharp pick there for Ricardo Brown. Ricardo going outside to Watley. Watley stirred on the front of his own, blocked by Sean Chambers. Ricardo picks it up. Bullseye.
2-man game here between Watley and Brown.
109 to 105. And Brown's stats are going right through the ceiling now. He's got a total of 25. .25-foot shot by Boy Cabahog. Almost went overboard. Alvarez keeps it alive for the white shirts. Time down to 5 minutes and 53 seconds. That means we're past midstream in this final quarter. The playoff quarter. Yoyo Villamin playing his most brilliant ball game today. Missed out on that one. As he pulls it down for San Miguel Beer. Elmer Reyes will challenge 4 white shirts. No, he doesn't.
And it's Watley coming up with a big laugh.
Prudence is the better part of valor. The main man misses out this time. 109 to 105, still a 4-point lead for San Miguel Beer. The way you're seeing the ball game progress right now, it's almost unthinkable that Alaska at one time led by as much as what, 17?
17 points.
Chambers had all the time in the world to aim. 3-point bomb.
3 points.
3 out of 4 from the Rainbow territory tonight for Sean Chambers, who certainly must be doing a lot of practice on that kind of a shot, no?
Definitely. That kind of a shot doesn't come to you as a gift from heaven.
That's right.
Okay, we have a loose ball foul.
On Dignadice.
Foul, Dignadice.
We have another ceasefire.
Timeout, San Miguel Beer.
4 minutes and 48 seconds left in this ball game, 109 to 108. It's not yet a one affair for the San Miguel Beermen, but Dr. J just gives you pause. You really begin to wonder why Alaska has this propensity for collapsing like a bunch of pretzels when the going gets really tough.
It's the thing, Joe, is the absence of good quality players that can continue to give you quality minutes in a pressure game, you know. The absence of a superstar. As you would see, for example, in the LA Lakers loss to the Pistons, you lose 2 of your starting 5s because of injuries, and you have nothing left, really, to fight the other team.
Good point. Watley forced up that shot, and Yoyer says, this is my ball, and don't you dare come close to it.
But definitely, Alaska is very much in this ball game, Joe. Let's not take anything away from them. They have played well tonight, and they have a 3-point opportunity coming up on the shot of Sean Chambers.
110 to 109.
Because it certainly hurts to lose a game that you have won 85% of the way, or even 90% of the way, no, Joe?
It can hurt. It can hurt.
You might not be able to sleep at night.
Well, actually, I have it on good authority that even before this ball game got off the ground, Team Cone was already pacing the floor in the locker room of Alaska, smoking 2 cigarettes at the same time. Because the guy is really putting everything he's got into it, regardless of whether they're still playing for the championship or just for a place in the battle for third place. Look at that.
Like a 4-point play here for Sean Chambers after hitting a shot. He missed his first free throw tonight. There's Reyes taking it strong, and the foul by Yo-Yo Villamin.
112 to 109, the 3-point lead for the Milkman. And that's going to be the 4th personal for the Bicolano Superman.
See, Yo-Yo is pacing his fouls where earlier he would not challenge this when he was in the 3rd quarter. But now we're deep into the 4th quarter. He's willing to give up that 4th personal foul.
Elmer succumbs to the pressure, 112 to 109. We constantly refer to Yo-Yo Villamin as the Bicolano Superman. Well, Steph Serment gave somebody else the sobriquet Bicol Express. Who is this guy?
Gonzalo.
Oh, he himself is a Bicolano.
Dante Gonzalo from Sorsogon, if I'm not mistaken.
That guy is strong because he was raised on a steady diet of pili. I'm not plugging any pili brand, huh? Pumili lang kayo ng pili nyo.
Bahala kayo sa buhay nyo.
Oo, basta pili lang sa akin.
Good steal here by Watley. And now we tie the ball game at 112 on.
3:32 to go. Team foul picture shows Alaska with 6 against only 2 for San Miguel. We're looking at the 6th deadlock of the ball game. Cabajo from 3-point country. A failure as Reyes clears the board with no trouble for San Miguel Beer.
Going to be another down the wire finish the way it's progressing.
Well, who can forget that affair only 2 nights ago? Everybody's still talking about the survival act of Anejo in that one. Traveling.
Reyes.
And Samboy Lim grabs hold of this dead ball situation to check in for Elmer Reyes. Elmer is less than his usual scintillating self tonight. Here's Rick Marata, door shot to his face by Ricardo Brown. Yo-Yo confronted by Mon Fernandez. John Chambers trying to extricate himself from the tentacles of Alvin Deng as Yo-Yo found himself in heavy traffic and continues to bristle and shine for the Milkmen.
That's why you call him the Bicolano Superman. He has to make those moves against much bigger players.
35 points to his credit already. A double team in the backcourt almost worked there for Alaska. 2:27 to go. And it's Watley. Safely kept away from further fouls after picking up his 4th. Now tries to punt the assault to the basket.
That ties the ball game at 114 all, Joe, with 2 minutes and 14 seconds left in the ball game.
We're approaching the twilight zone. Sean Chambers isolated against Alvin Deng.
Last 2 minutes.
There you heard it in the background. The last minute brought to you by Emperador Brandy. Emperador Brandy, enjoy it like a king. We have a big uproar here. The referee standing pat on the decision to award the ball to San Miguel. A lot of shining performances tonight individually in this ball game as Mr. Varela declares another illegal defense case.
So it's another technical foul called against
Alaska. Chambers for illegal defense.
And Brown quietly goes to the 15-foot line.
You know, Dr. J, as early as now, I think we better start comparing notes to figure out who will be our Jollibee best player in the light of so many brilliant performances tonight. This is going to give us quite a bit of trouble.
Look at this, Lazaro seeing action for the first time in this ball game. Coming in, let's see for who?
Cabajo.
For Cabajo, who has missed 2 very crucial jumpers for them on the offensive play.
Well, everybody remembers how Ray Lazaro gallantly tried to keep the Alaska Flame alive in that losing cause against Anejo only 2 nights ago. 115 to 114, just a 1-point lead for the Bearmen, looking for an outright final seat tonight. Ricardo Brown banged by Bong Alvarez. 45th, yes.
And that will only be the 17th foul, so it's still a good foul because it's not in the act of shooting. It'll be just a side court throwing for San Miguel.
For all of 2 quarters, the second and the third, Tim Cone was looking at the world through rose-colored glasses. Now all of a sudden it looks muddy.
They really have to play good defense on this move. Watley forcing the shot.
He gets it right back and is fouled this time.
Foul, Chambers.
That's going to be the second personal for Sean Chambers. Let's see that again.
Good timing on the leap here by Watley.
Game clock froze in at 1:21. 1:15 to 1:14. Solitary point lead for San Miguel Beer. And Ennis Watley has it in his hands to make it a much more comfortable cushion. Is on his way.
38 points and 8 assists for Ennis Watley as San Miguel now takes a 2-point lead, 116 to 114.
If you hear a nice punctuation to the foul shot, that means it's a conversion. And I've been looking for a sour note from the San Miguel bat. I haven't heard any yet. It's a good bat. There's the punctuation, and we have a timeout. With only 1:21 left in this basketball game, it's just a 3-point lead for San Miguel, 117 to 114. The Beermen consummated a big, arduous uphill climb, working from a 17-point handicap back in the second period to level the count and eventually surge ahead in the dying minutes of this ball game.
This is a very important offensive play here for the Milkmen to stay alive. They're down by 3 and they got to get any score here, 1.2 points or even a 3-point play.
Rick Marata, shadowed by Ricardo Brown. Samboy Lim keeping Lazaro within eyesight. Yoy Villamin has to reckon with Mon Fernandez and Ricardo Brown, leaving Marata open. Won't go. Chambers again to the rescue.
Good timing on the lead there by Chambers, 1:04, just a 1-point lead. But that's the problem there as they foul again Ricardo Brown. They are in the penalty.
Foul, Alvarez.
And it's also the end of the line for Mr. Excitement.
Alvarez, 6 fouls.
For the guy who has given us so many fine air shows, but none forthcoming from him tonight.
And he only finished with 14 points. You can see only because his average is above that. No, and he really been having a good conference also.
It is
Brown, this is his first free throw, Joe.
Even Ricardo Brown is not exempt from that mortal law of succumbing in the pressure cooker.
Nobody is. And Alvarez is averaging 25 points a ball game in this conference, so he's 11 points short tonight, and he can no longer come back into the ball game.
2-point lead for San Miguel Beer. Exactly 1 minute left.
San Miguel, a lot of fouls to give up. They only have 2 team fouls.
Well, if you have fouls, prepare to give them up now. To paraphrase Julius Caesar, here is Yo-Yo, fouled in midair by Ennis Watley.
That's number 5 now on Watley as Yo-Yo goes to the 15-foot line.
Foul, Watley.
Again, we find the game clock frozen at 47 seconds as Yo-Yo Villamin. The big counterpoint to the heroics of Ricardo Brown in these last few minutes of the basketball game comes through with his first charity. 36 markers. Could this be an all-time personal high for the Bicolano Superman, I wonder?
Well, a 1-point lead separating both squads as Yo-Yo misses 1 free throw.
Still a 1-point lead going for San Miguel Beer. Time down to 35 seconds. Ennis Watley takes it to the iron.
What a big backhand there by Ennis Watley on a 1-on-1 play. 30 seconds left.
4-point lead. The Beermen are not yet out of the woods. And they still have 14 fouls to give. They're not giving up any. Sean Chambers goes to Marata. Yo-Yo.
Only 14 seconds left and a 1-point lead for San Miguel. They're calling their timeout, Joe.
We'll be right back.